OTAN, Outreach and Technical Assistance Network.
Digital Leadership Academy, Year 1, Mid-Project Report. El Monte USD, May 2019.
Welcome to our DLAC one-year project report. We're from the El Monte Rosemead Adult School. I'm Ref Gonzalez.
I'm Janet Kershaw.
And my name is Luis Serrano. Our fourth member of our group is our program administrator, Mrs. Carrie Frog.
So the El Monte Rosemead Adult School is in the San Gabriel Valley. We're one of the largest adult schools in California. We're in the top 5. We service over 11,000 students every year. Most of them are in the ESL program. We do have a high school diploma, basic ed, and high school equivalency department, and a sizable career and technical education department. We represent the high school ABE HSC department. We have approximately 2,500 students, and we want to brag about having 180 grads this year. This is our graduation from last year. As we were looking at our project and considering what projects to consider for DLAC, we looked at the 4 modalities that students can take courses at our school, and we looked at the technology being offered. Our teacher-directed courses, that's one of our primary methods, and it is we're one of the few adult schools that offers extensive teacher-directed courses. Every high school course is offered in a classroom setting, and technology is definitely integrated throughout the curriculum in the teacher-directed courses. And we're really lucky that the current staff that we have is very tech-savvy. We have a lot of teachers who co-teach in the career and technical education department. We also offer every course in an online format, and the online courses were designed by teachers from the comprehensive high school, and it uses a Moodle platform, and students have the option to do the course in whatever technology that's accessible to them. We have a computer lab that is available for them, and the curriculum is online, and they come in to take exams at the adult school, and the exams are proctored and monitored by a lab teacher.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about the other 2 ways that students earn their credits. They're the independent study and the home study labs. Our independent study, the students come in, they borrow a textbook, they get a paper syllabus, and they sit down, write out their assignments, and then we proctor their tests. And the home study, the only difference is they purchase the textbook and they take it home and do the same work at home. As you can see, the technology used in this program is a mechanical pencil. So this program also had 2 different curriculums going on. So last fall, to help towards our project, we did streamline them, and they have the same curriculum currently, which helps a lot. But this is our reality. The need for technology is so evident to us when we are faced with all this paperwork every day. We need to relieve our workload. There's a lot of manual correcting going on. There's a lot of, checks and balances that's all done on paper. And so we needed to relieve our stress, and our students needed technology. They need that technology and those soft skills. And our college and career readiness, our CCRs, are requiring us to integrate technology. And these were 2 huge areas where students were not getting it. We also looked at our data. We started looking at our online students versus our independent and home study. And our online students' percentage is huge compared to, for the completion, for persistence. And, we're like, wow, something's missing here, right? So one thing that it could explain it is the monitoring. We were able to see who was actively sticking with the class because it's right there on the computer, and our paraeducator was monitoring that, and she'd give them a phone call. Are you considering, are you quitting, are you continuing? And most of the time, oh, no, I'm continuing, and they would continue. But with our paper-based independent, that wasn't happening. So we created our goal. And of course, we wanted to fix everything all at once. So our goal is huge, and you'll see we do narrow it down. But we knew that we wanted to create a blended learning model. We wanted to have both the lab setting where the students are there with the instructor plus the computer. We needed to relieve our workload and the stress. We also needed that centralized data so we could monitor where our students were at, we could follow them, and we needed to increase the use of technology by the students. So along came DLAC, right? And so the next slide I think will be very familiar to anyone who has come to DLAC.
I'm going to talk to you about how DLAC has influenced our project. If you look at this list here, the first area of influence is in the effectiveness of our team. This was the product of looking at our Gallup poll strengths. Dr. Porter's analysis and discussions on this subject was very beneficial to us. The other area of influence is in accessibility. In this conference, we learned about accessibility. We now know that anything and everything we produce online, we always have to consider people with special needs. Learning management systems is the third area of influence. Here we can happily say that today we feel very comfortable using Moodle. This is thanks to our coach, Blair Roy, and her training in this area. Thank you, Blair. She also came to our school and looked at our site through a technology lens. Her visits were very productive and influential to us. Today we can say that we look at our school and this project through a technology lens.
All right, so also Ideal 101 was very influential. It helped us consider a lot of things that we hadn't at the beginning. It helped us define our model of blended learning. It taught us that recruitment is very, very important, along with technology assessment, to ensure that our students that are going to be placed in our pilot course are successful. And it also helped us develop our orientation process, which is in 4 steps. It starts at registration, continues with counseling, then the lab teacher, and then it's integrated in the course. It also helped us evolve our site plan, and as Janet said, amend our current project.
So the site plan, we narrowed it down. We got a little smarter with our goal, okay? Much more specific. I know M is measurable, but I think manageable is a good fit with M also. And definitely more attainable. So we decided it would be a blended course. Our independent students are going to be right there in that same lab, but instead of paper, they're going to be doing the assignments from a syllabus on Moodle. We're going to only do it with the independent and home study. That's our focus. And we decided because we have 30 different courses in our lab, we were going to start with 2. So our first 2 are going to be U.S. History A and B, and they will be our pilot courses.
So this is a look at what the course currently looks like. This is the pilot U.S. History A course. And what it is, it's the student textbook used in conjunction with a Moodle backbone. The paper and pencil model is still available for those. Remember, it's a pilot, so we want to keep that model available. And the way it's helped us is that in the past we used to have a course syllabus that looked like this. It was really confusing, hard to follow. The students weren't sure exactly what had to be done. But as we converted to Moodle, it's extremely clear. There are the students, there's no doubt what needs to be accomplished. The students can follow their progress through the Moodle backbone.
In this Moodle class, exams are going to be taken online. They're going to be auto-corrected and proctored by a teacher. This auto-correction gives students instant feedback. They're also going to be able to print and access worksheets and additional links to other websites and videos. Email communication is going to be required between the student and the teacher at several times throughout the course. And finally, we're going to use the centralized student records form to keep track of what the student is doing in the different modalities. This form is going to be accessed by teachers in the program, supporting staff, and also counselors. As you can see, a Google Sheet was used to create this form. And also this Google Sheet is going to be in a shared folder in Google Drive. This way it can be accessed by anybody at any time in different locations.
Okay, so of course we anticipate some challenges. Time is our most biggest challenge. We have a lot of duties, but we do need to get the time to actually create these Moodle courses. We have a question NRES server. We have our own school has its own Moodle server. OTAN has a server. The beauty of OTAN's server is OTAN maintains its server. Beauty of our server is the ease of enrolling students. So initially, we're going to go with our server just because we just have this ongoing influx of many, many students. And so it was a big question. Then also maintaining the class, just keeping up with making sure the links are fresh and keeping going with the class. And our next steps. So we've completed U.S. History A. We need to complete U.S. History B, and we will do that this summer. Also in summer, we're going to start recruiting students that we think would like to try this new pilot course. And then in fall, we're piloting the course. After the first pilot, we're going to stop, evaluate, revise, and then move forward. We only have 28 more classes to go.
Up to the front, okay.
So, does anyone have any questions for us?
Yeah, I was told, and the question was regarding maintenance of the Moodle service. And I was told that every time they switch versions, there's a massive cleanup that has to be done afterwards. And we're looking at a few people at our site that may be good candidates to do that job for us.
We're also thinking of perhaps training someone to do the maintenance if we are able to have the support of our administrators.
Okay, so the question is, how many credits does it take for a student to graduate? And they need 180. So each course is 5 credits each.
The question was, can a student coming in with 2.5 credits take maybe half the course? Probably. A student is assessed by a counselor, and the counselors use formulas. Sometimes they'll bump them up to 5. Other times they'll decide they need to repeat the course. So it's up to the counselor.
But each course is 5 credits.
Yes.
And we do not award partial credit. So a student won't leave us with 2.5.
Unless it's credit from the community colleges, I think they get additional credit for every one course.
Okay, so the question is, what percentage of students opt for the paper pencil versus the Moodle? Currently, it's 100% because we haven't piloted the Moodle yet.
But we can get a feel because a student, for example, the U.S. History A course, a student will have the option to take it online, take it independent or home study, and we find that I would say about half the students are opting for the online, and that is our current technology assessment, because the students who are comfortable with the online format will do it and will be successful, and those who aren't will do the the independent course. So what we're considering is during the summer taking a look at students who do both online and independent, and using that, who complete courses in both modalities, and using that as a test base for the pilot course.
And I think a lot of students are resistant to doing online because they don't feel they have those technology skills. So it'll be a good transition because they're in the lab, they've got the teacher right there. And they can get comfortable, and then they can maybe do a little bit more of the online. They'll move forward. The question is, for WIOA purposes, are we pre-testing and post-testing in the proxy hours? So all our students must attend to do all their testing. So they are actually in the classroom. Proxy hours are only for home study and online. We do award proxy hours according to the assignments and the length of time. We do pre-test and post-test classes. As they are attending, when they first get there, within the first assignment, they're doing a pre-test. By the last assignment of the course, they're doing a post-test.
And the independent students that are doing independent, they come into the lab and they clock in. So we record their time.
Yes, the question was about monitoring assessments, and they are monitored by a lab teacher. We do use a remote, well, they're testing in front of the instructor, but the teacher is remotely monitoring what's going on the screen through his computer.
The question is, what are the requirements of the Moodle teacher? I don't think we've thought that far ahead.
But
like I say, we are going to pilot it, and I'm imagining they're coming in, and their test is going to be proctored by the instructor. So at that point, we're looking at their scores, what they've done on the course. We give them the code to take the test, and so we're monitoring in that way.
So I think that also the requirements would be the same requirements as any lab instructor, but this time around they're responsible for the technology aspect of the independent course and helping students. That'll be an additional requirement. I know that they have to monitor what work is turned in, and some of the work is written work that the lab teacher has to correct and give credit on the side.
Such as English essays. For our English class, a lot of it's written. There's no way to avoid the manual correcting of those.
Any other questions?
More questions? Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Produced by OTAN. www.otan.us 2019.